What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Episode 2, the CRX. So today, I'm basically just going to be doing some maintenance stuff, aka changing the oil. I also bought some things that I'm going to try to fix the rusted out tailpipe that you saw in the last video. I'm definitely going to try to fix this muffler. So let me show you. Oh yeah, get the oil change. So let me show you everything that I bought. So this is the oil that I got. It's just 5W30 Fran, nothing special. I put this in at every oil change in all my cars just to help keep the fuel injectors clean. It's pretty good stuff. There might be better stuff out there, but I've used it before in some cars and it really does restore gas mileage and stuff. So it's always a good idea to at least put that in at every oil change. Got the oil filter. I got a couple clamps. I also have this guy and the exhaust repair kit. So I've already tried putting some other kind of repair stuff on the pipe, which I'll show you here in a minute, but it didn't really work out too well. Alright, so we're going to get the car jacked up in the air. First time that I've actually done this since I got it. So, and we'll see what's going on underneath. Okay, I'm up underneath the car. One of the first things that I've noticed, look right there. That's the exhaust, or the manifold, the stock one. Looks like something punched it or something. That's probably restricting a lot of the power right there. Besides that, from what I can tell, it's hard to tell though, but it does look really rusty. Way back there, let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, see, there we go. Back there toward the back, which I knew that was the case. Right now we're just trying to make this exhaust system last a little bit longer until we can replace it. So that's crazy. I like to know what they hit to put a big dent like that in the pipe. The axle, I mean, everything looks good, it's just rusty. Even the shocks, they could use a little replacing and stuff too. One thing I am noticing that I haven't noticed before is that we have some oil leaking under here, and it's pretty bad, so we need to figure out where that's coming from. And around, I thought maybe the oil pan, but actually the oil pan, I mean, even though it's got some dried oil around it, I don't think it's the oil pan necessarily, but it's coming from on the transmission side, so that's kind of got me concerned that maybe the transmission is leaking or something. I don't know, but we'll look at that later. But right now, I'm just going to get the oil change, get your oil plugs on the back here, and get that filter up there taken off. Alright, in YouTube land that only took about a minute and a half, but that really took me almost an hour and a half, 2 hours. The oil filter, I don't know what they did to put that on there. That thing was stuck really good, but I finally got it. But anyway, the car calls for 4.2 quarts of oil. I put in just a little over 4 quarts. Every car that I've ever owned, I've always put this Lucas oil stabilizer in. It really helps prolong the life of the engine. Some people may disagree with me, but I've been doing it for 15 plus years, every car that I've owned, and it also helps with the chatter that the old Honda motors tend to do in the valves. So So I don't fill mine all the way up with the 4.2 quarts. I go to where just a little bit less, and then I pour some of this locust stabilizer in. Alright, so it's the next day since that last shot that you saw me changing the oil. I know it was so much fun to watch, but this next one's going to be a little different. So I am about to open up the air box on the CRX. I have not looked in to see the quality of the filter to see if it needs to be changed, which it probably does. But instead of buying a new K&N filter for like 40-50 bucks, because I really don't want to spend that much, and everyone knows that I try to do everything on a budget, I have a K&N filter right here. Now, one thing with this filter is, for one, I can't remember what car it came out of. Alright, so this is the stock filter that I just pulled out of the car. It's definitely dirty and needs to be changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of trace down this, trace out on this K&N filter, and I'm going to cut it out, and I want to cut it out to fit and make my own K&N filter out of something I already have. Lines up pretty good from what I can tell. It's going to sit like that, and then like that. But alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cut this right here, and then I got some, I think I have some epoxy. If not, we may just temporarily tape it for now until I go get some epoxy. But I'm going to cut the strip off of here, and we're going to epoxy it onto here to actually build it in to make it look like the actual filter. So what I'm going to do now is just finish. I got to go back in here and just cut this out, and then get ready to put it on the new filter. I know some of y'all might cringe at this, but it does fit in there pretty good. I am going to go back and finish it, so don't worry. I'm going to finish sealing it around the backside there and clean this up a little bit. But it is sealed up really good, and it should breathe a lot better than the stock one. So this is how I'm going to leave it for now. I'm just going to put it back together. I'm going to give it a start here and see what it sounds like, see if it sounds any different. Listen to that old muffler. It sounds so good. As you can tell, I don't know if you can, but it is disconnected from the hole that's down here, so it does kind of have a nice little, sounds like I have an intake. It is a little louder. Alright. There you have it. You have an K&N filter. Repurpose it. We're going to do one more maintenance thing for this episode, and then we're going to call it. So we did the filter that I showed you. Now we're going to replace the fuel filter. And sometimes, surprisingly, you'd be shocked on how much power your car gets rod from where your fuel filter is clogged up. Especially in the Honda. I remember when I had my old Honda Civic hatchback. When I replaced it, it was like almost driving a new car. I know it might sound a little exaggerated, but it's pretty accurate. So this right here is your fuel filter. So what we're going to do is that we're going to pop the gas tank. We're going to release the pressure, and then basically you just undo those two bolts that are right on top, pull those pipes off, which you might lose a little fuel, so just be mindful of that. And there's a bracket, so that screw, that right there, you should undo that, and then it will undo that bracket for you to slide it right on out. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo my air intake first and just kind of just move it out of the way, just so it gives you a little bit more room, and then we're going to just undo these bolts right on top. It's important, like you got all these little gaskets on there, so it's important that you put the gaskets back on. Now, with your new fuel filter, it should come with new gaskets. This is our new filter right here. Alright, so now that we kind of got it all undone, just be careful because this thing, as you can tell, is full of fuel. So now we just need to take out the bolt that's right here, which I believe is probably a 10 millimeter. These little black caps right here. They just literally slide out. Boom. Now you're ready to do the reverse. Let's put it back in. Slide back on in there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this back down. So here are our new gaskets. So you're going to put one right on here, right on the other, and then the other two big ones are going to replace like the one that's right here. It's on this screw, and then on the other one, and then you got one little one. Sorry, put the focus. We'll go back on to the little bolt that screws into the top of that one. I'm going to screw back in. Everything looks good from what I can tell. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tighten up our gas. Put the car into ACC and make sure that we don't have any leaks. So far I do not see any, so that is a good sign. Alright, so now I'm just going to put back together my air intake tube. Alright, everything is back together. Tube is on there. Clamps tightened down. Now we're going to attempt to start it. Now just note that since you did have your thing disconnected, decompressurized or whatever, it might take a second for it to start. So we'll see. Sign. So it should be good to go. Right, so far it seems like it's running pretty good. I'm about to take it down the road. I just now thought about it that in the first video I didn't actually show you it actually driving, so I'm going to show you exactly what it does. It is a little loud still because the muffler does have a hole in it, but I'm still waiting for my new muffler to come in. And when that comes in, I will definitely unbox it for you and show you the new goodies that I purchased. Alright, let's go. One thing that I don't know if you can hear it on the camera or not, but the back brakes, the front ones probably are bad too. The back brakes are making some noise, so you might hear an occasional squeal and stuff. So that's something I'm getting ready to replace soon as well. Do you hear that? All right. My gas hand too to make sure I don't lose fuel. I didn't see any signs of leaking, but I don't want to run out of gas, so I probably should have brought my tools just in case. Uphill right now. Seems to be doing all right. The gas hand does tend to fluctuate in this car, so it's hard to tell if it's actually losing fuel or if I'm just going uphill and downhill and it's just fluctuating. noisy in here because of all the gaps and everything that need to be fixed. So, and it's a nice day. Although I do have the air conditioner working in this car. It's not working up to its potential, but I think it's just because it hasn't ran in forever. So it probably just needs a good servicing. One thing that I'll have to replace in the near future is definitely the suspension. So if any of y'all have any kind of suggestions on what I should get, I don't want to slam it, so that's out. I do, however, would like to lower it maybe an inch, inch and a half. I want a nice suspension that I'll be able to handle really well on curves and stuff. But I don't really want a really bouncy ride. So if anyone has any kind of suggestions on shocks and springs to where I can be able to get those kind of goals, please leave them in the comments below, because that would help me out. That would be awesome. All right, we're almost to the highway. I'm not going to full-fledged gas it because I'm still trying to break in the motor since it has been sitting for a while, but wow, she's definitely running a lot better than what she was doing. I think the fuel filter helped out a little bit. We got a little construction going on, so. All right, well, I'm about to pop into the store. The next clip, I'll try to get some clips of the outside so you can kind of see what it sounds like, and we'll go from there. All right, everyone, this is where I'm going to end this video of episode 2 of the Honda CRX. I don't know what I really want to call it yet. I guess I'll call it a build. Got some maintenance stuff done. The next episode, hopefully I will have the new muffler and the stuff to be able to start doing the exhaust work. If not, there's a few other things that I'll be able to do instead. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and remember, and if you don't mind, I say remember, leave a comment below about what I should do about shocks and struts. And also enjoy this out clip of just some CRX sounds, even though it's the stock exhaust and it has holes.